Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Sports Ramble Podcast today. I'm Matthew. I'm over with Trey Garrett is not with us today. Obviously everyone's got work, everyone's got their own things going on, their own lives going on. So tough. It's been a tough week for sports fans. If you're a sports fan of the Dallas Stars, they just lost their series 4 games to one to the Edmonton Oilers. And if you're a fan of the Knicks, they also lost. But they actually, I will give them credit. They did play hard. They fought hard in the series. Unfortunately, they were just no match. Unfortunately,
Yeah, they tried their hardest. Is all that matters. But at the end of the day, Edmonton was just the more superior team, and now we're about to
yeah,
go see the Stanley Cup match from last year, the Panthers
yeah.
versus the Oilers. Which, hey, I know the Panthers won last year. Oilers go take it home. But yeah,
They definitely have the chance to. I don't know, man. I don't really like. I mean, as much as everyone loves Connor McDavid, I'm not the biggest fan of him. I know he's a great all around player. It's kind of like it's like everyone loves LeBron, but then everyone likes Jordan, basically like that. So like, it's like okay, it's like I can't like LeBron if I like Jordan. That's for some reason that people get that in their heads. But I don't know. I just think McDavid's a little bit. I don't know. He's kind of a diva in my opinion. Like I watch some of like his clips that he's in and stuff that he does. I'm like, dude, you're kind of a melodrama. Like, calm down. Like you're not that you're not that cool, dude.
but yeah, it's gonna be some like egos in like all professional sports, like NFL, like back in the day. Well, we got Jalen Ramsey, probably
Yep.
the most like diva, like NFL player. Then for the NBA, we probably got Kevin Durant. I
I
could
was
put
gonna say I was gonna say
Carl
what's
Anthony
that?
Towns,
I was gonna say Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks, maybe because like he's more of a. Uh, I would agree with that because Dylan Brooks can like he's a dog that has like he's a dog that barks but no bites.
Yeah. I
Have
feel
you
like
seen that?
you could also possibly say John Morant, but I think it's not so much that he's a diva. He's just a wannabe thug. That's what he was.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, why are you trying to act like something that you're not? That's like the one thing. Like, when it comes to like basketball players, like they're trying to act like they're something else, and it's like
Yeah.
just be yourself. And like the NBA trying to market you as the next face of the league, and then guess what? You got yourself in trouble holding up a gun on an Instagram live, which you shouldn't have in the first place. Zion's in like his old. Don't get me started with Zion. Zion's has his own problems.
Yeah.
And
I
then because like the 2019 draft is looking really terrible right now.
it
Because
is. And
number one overall draft pick Zion's being a freak off this on the in the streets. Ja has
yeah.
gun problems, and RJ can't shoot.
I don't know, man.
It's not looking good.
It's all going downhill.
It's because we all thought it was like, oh, like whenever Zion's rookie contract is gonna be up, he's gonna team up with RJ. It's gonna be special. Well, speaking of
Yeah.
New York,
What the sad thing about Zion though is his career trajectory, his career arc needs to be studied. Like
this is year
seriously,
7. It's about to be year 7.
I know, and I think everyone keeps giving him like a second chance, and I'm like, dude, his rookie season, I'll admit it, he was a beast, and then he stopped, he stopped trying, stopped working out, just all these little things he stopped doing, like stopped giving a crap. It's like, dude, if you don't care about the game of basketball anymore, just quit. You have enough money to not have to probably ever play or work a day in your life.
Yeah, that's my thing. It's like it's all about work ethic. It's all um it's just going back to that one football player like with the Raiders,
Yep.
DeMarcus Russell.
Yep.
That's like he made the lead, then like he just couldn't control his weight, and then he just acted like he just didn't want to be there. And then guess what? Because he had, like Zion has the most potential in the world.
Uh-huh.
whenever he's healthy and he's on the court, and then that's the problem whenever he's healthy and
Yeah.
like in shape, and just it sucks that it's just didn't pan out in New Orleans, and he might get traded in the offseason because the New Orleans GM said like everyone's is untradeable now. No one's
Well,
untouchable.
if they do trade him, right, with the allegations that he is having, I think that he's gonna he's not gonna be worth what he would have been if like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I would be shocked if they got a first round pick if the Pelicans got a first round pick for him. I really would be because I don't think he's worth the first round pick anymore.
Yeah,
Maybe a second.
probably a second round, probably. Or multiple
I
second round
I was just
picks.
I was gonna say second a bench player or second maybe like a spot starter.
Because if anything, he might get traded in the offseason. We just don't know where. It might be in the East. Because like the East, surprisingly, might be wide open now because the Celtics.
Yeah, someone can use him.
Because here's the thing, because like we don't realize how deep the East is until like, because we all thought like, oh, it's gonna be Boston again. No one's gonna really beat
Yeah,
Boston. Because what happened? New York beat Boston, but they got lucky when Tatum got hurt.
yeah.
But so Tatum's gonna be out for the season, and then now the East is gonna be wide open. So Indiana might run the East next year, like win or lose in the finals, which like they might lose in probably 5 or 6 because that OKC team is overpowered and it's like just outmatched against a really like um not like subpar team, but like Indiana's still good. Does like OKC better not sleep on them? That's my thing. It's
Well,
another team. Yeah.
that's why I think the differences in the teams is Indiana. I still have an inkling that it's either going to be OKC in 6 or 7. But if Indiana can win 1 or 2 games in OKC, they got it for sure.
Oh yeah, that's what that game, the New York game in game one, that was pretty much like that was series right there. That's over.
Yeah.
That's when everyone knew it was like, well, that's raps. That's what they all to do. That's what Indiana had to do. Just win one game at home, I mean away. And
Mhm.
if Indiana wins one game in OKC, because it's gonna be really tough for Oklahoma to play on the road, especially in Indiana,
Yeah.
all places. And
And
Indiana can get it jumping.
I know everyone talks about Shea and all of his foul baiting and all that, which game 5 versus the Timberwolves, there was no foul baiting. Maybe 1 or 2, but he put up 31 points, only went to the free throw twice or 4 times. So
People gotta stop. I mean, yes, it's funny to mention the free throw merchant thing, but it gets to a point where it's like you gotta like understand like his strategy in it because like look, if you keep on driving to the basket, which he does all the time, you're gonna get fouled. And plus,
well,
like
yeah, either that or fix the rule, fix the foul rules.
exactly, so like because people like this, you can't really hand check anymore.
Yeah.
Bring back the hand checking. If you can hand check,
Ooh.
bring back hand
I like
checking.
I like where your head's at here.
Because like people can't touch people no more,
I know.
and like on defense, like people like in the '90s,
Yep.
I don't like talking about the '90s because that's a different like era of basketball, but like they should bring back that rule, like because like it's more offensive oriented league now,
Yeah.
and people are like shooting threes like from half court, and it's not fun to watch that,
Yeah.
and it's getting to a point where it's like bring back mid range shots, bring back like low post offense,
Uh huh.
solid offenses, no chucking up threes for no reason. Like that's
And I
not
know
fun.
that, but I know that back in the days of David Stern, Adam Silver, when he first took over, they were trying to make the league less of a contact sport in a way. where obviously the bad boy Pistons were the main reason why there were so many rule changes in terms of like technical fouls and ejections and stuff like that. But I feel like at some point you need to have I don't know, you just do something different. Like do if you got to start a brawl, start a freaking brawl, dude. Like I'm getting real tired of seeing like a guy barely get touched on the hands, or he doesn't get touched. I mean, like loses the ball just because a guy touched the ball, but touched his pinky, and the ref's like, "Yep, that's a foul." I'm like, come on, guys, like let's stop. It
Yeah.
I feel like they're not degrading the product, but it just feels like they're not. It's just not there. It's not what it used to be when I was a kid. When I was watching Ben Wallace just absolutely body people, just stuff like that. You don't see that anymore.
Because here's the thing, because Indiana, and both OKC are really well coached, so it's gonna be a good matchup. I don't know why people are gonna say like, "Oh, it's gonna be a boring matchup." The number one defense versus the number one offense. That's pretty much like must see basketball right there. And look at OKC crowds. Like they get jumping, and Indiana crowds get jumping too, and they wear the actual shirts.
Yeah,
Wear the shirts, and like nowadays they used to back in the day, but nowadays like they don't wear the shirts no more. And that's like
yeah,
a good playoff atmosphere. That's what, like for OKC and Indiana, and that's why people might not see it was like because KD said something like a couple years ago saying like, it's really weird for NBA fans to not like basketball. It's really weird because people like there's a lot of people on the internet talking so bad about the sport. If you talk bad about the sport, don't like watch something else. Watch golf. Like watch something else. you know?
I mean,
I get
yeah,
like how it can be unwatchable, but at the same time it's like, look, you're getting like two new teams. You wanted parity. You didn't want to go see Golden State. You didn't want to see the Lakers. You didn't want to see no Boston. This is different. So this is gonna be a good change for the league, and people just gotta accept it. And then if there is a viewership loss in it, that's their loss. And because I'm probably
yeah,
gonna go watch it, it's good basketball. Most
exactly. No, I 100% agree, and I think with this, and I know a lot of Indiana fans right now, like, oh, let's win it for Reggie. It's all for Reggie. I'm like, guys, there's another team trying to win it too. Like, I like Pascal Siakam. I do I think he deserved conference finals MVP? Probably
yeah, he does. Because
because game four, yeah, game
it was
four
game
really,
5 he stepped up, and everyone
yeah,
else.
game five stepped up. Game four was a. I didn't think he was going to get it after game four. That's where I was worried. I didn't think he was going to get it, to be honest with you. But
Because
good for them, though.
because um Indiana made a good trade to trade for Pascal Siakam last year. Because Pascal, and this goes back to Kawhi leaving Toronto, only staying there for 1 year, and this is making me think like, just imagine if Kawhi would have stayed in Toronto. Just imagine that. Multiple championships, probably for the
Oh,
country of Canada.
dude, that's not even a question. Like you would literally have. I honestly believe you would have probably
Two
four
or
or
three.
five. I was gonna say four or five because again, you would have to see you literally would have these guys retained on salary, retained on contracts that they have, and you would keep them for an extra 5-6 years, and you probably make the conference finals if not every year, and you probably win 3 or 4 or 5 in that span. So like that in itself just shows you like what was missed.
Because think about look at the East. If Kawhi would have stayed, got Philadelphia 76ers, Boston, Brooklyn, um, Milwaukee, Miami. So
Yep.
pretty much like those were like the top dogs in the East back in the day. So it's kind of like and then going on to the COVID year when Toronto didn't even make the cut.
Yeah.
Just imagine if Kawhi would have stayed. Like the whole Eastern Conference probably would have been a lot different. Just imagine, because like then Philadelphia probably would have been number one. Brooklyn probably would have
Yeah.
been number one. Toronto probably would have been still up there in the standings. It's just like a domino effect, because Scotty Barnes probably would have been on the team. Probably would have been on some different team in the NBA right now.
Probably.
Well, it just goes to show like the domino effect of player to sign somewhere else, and guess what? It didn't pan out for both
Yeah.
sides, fortunately. But
But you just gotta look. Like you said, the domino effect, and that in the NBA. And speaking of domino effects,
also
that
trade for
that's another rabbit hole. We don't need to get to that one yet. There's so many rabbit holes. My yard is full of just holes that I don't want to touch. So the Dallas Stars losing. Now, I'm as a fan of the team. I've been talking to people. One of our good friends, Trey, you know him, Brant Reed, a good friend of mine, big Dallas Star fan. Um, we had talked during school one time, and we said, okay, well, Jamie Benn, who's the captain of the Dallas Stars, his contract is up after this season, and when I'm Echo, stop. For that. That's just my AI for whatever reason. His contract's up after this season. Okay, I'm gonna about this his stats. He had taken more penalties against Edmonton than he did have points. That's like a player. That's like Bronny having fouling out of a game and not scoring a single point. That's the same stat line that you if I compare it to football terms, or sorry, basketball. My mind is scrambled right now. I spent the last 3 days building a
oh, you're
pavilion,
good.
so
You're good. Hey, I seen like the pavilion looks good, bro. But
thank you. But yeah, but as I said, but so and he's like, well, I would love to come back next year. I don't think I want to go anywhere else. And I'm like, dude, that's not up to you. Like, you can say that's like if we're on a contract, it's like, well, I'd love to stay. Well, great, you could stay, but it's like that's not up to you. It's up to the GM, your agent, the coach, who if they want you back. And personally, I don't want to see him back. I really don't. I love Jamie. I loved all that he's done for this team in the years that he's played here. Ever since we drafted him, I think in 2009. He's been here a while. But he's 37. He's just kind of at the tail end of his career now. I just don't see us getting over that hurdle with him on the team. The same goes for another guy, Mason Marchment. Guy took 12 penalties the whole playoffs. Guy had 5 points the whole playoffs. Like that's just not good. So for me, it goes into a tirade of these guys need to be gone. These guys are liabilities. It's the same thing in basketball or football. When there's a liability on the field, you don't keep him out there when he's clearly becoming a detriment to the team. You have to either cut him, trade him, let him walk in free agency, whatever. Do whatever you need to do, because that's what I would do if I were the Stars. Now, I understand you have that mentality of, oh, we got to run it back this year. This year will be different. Look at the Toronto Maple Leafs. They keep running it back with the same core four players, and they keep failing every year. So it's either change something or keep kicking the can down the road. And I feel like that's what a lot of teams in hockey and a lot of teams in the NBA, especially the NFL, are doing. Especially with the retreads of the rehires. Um, I call it the coaching carousel in basketball, because you see like all these coaches like Doc Rivers keeps getting hired for some freaking reason. Exactly. But at least the NBA hires coaches that are somewhat new. Maybe they don't have NBA coaching experience, but at least they're giving them a chance. Where the hockey is like I call it boys club, because it's all like it's a secret bro, you know, in club that it's like, okay, well, this guy just got fired. Let's just hire him. I know he's been with like 5 of the teams. Let's just hire him, because I don't know. I hate stuff like that, because I'm like, guys, change something. Clearly, something's not working, so change it.
yeah,
But
because
they're not, and Dallas is probably not going to fire their head coach, because even though I know his mo, it's literally I'll get you into the playoffs, I'll get you deep, like to the conference finals, but I'm not going to get you to past the finals. That's his MO. And there's a lot of coaches that you probably can come to mind and go, oh yeah, that was him. He had no like he would be a good coach. He'd get your team into the playoffs, but then past the playoffs, he would just it wouldn't be nothing. And if you're a Texas Rangers fan, you know who I'm talking about. Ron Washington was a big reason of that.
Don't get me started with that.
I know. I'm just saying, but that's just kind of what it was with the Rangers. It's like I remember Ron Washington being such a good manager. I'm like, oh my god, he's going to take us. No, he's not.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, look at Bruce Bochy now. We won the World Series his first year, and now there's about to be back-to-back season. We don't even make the playoffs, so everyone's gonna be looking at Bochy like, what happened?
Yep.
Well, luckily we won, but at the same time, it's like our bats are so inconsistent this year. It's like,
Oh, I know.
what happened? Because now it's like we have the best pitching in baseball. Now, like our hitters suck. Like Adolis Garcia is like hurt all like half the time. Corey Seager just got back, but he ain't his normal self. Marcus Semien is pitching, is hitting ninth in the batting order for like the first time in his career, and it's like, what's going on with the bats?
Yeah.
They're kind of like the top 5 offense turning into the bottom 5 of the league.
Yeah.
This is
For me as a former baseball player, I understand the pitching over the years from back when, from probably 2011 when it was Lincecum's years to now. You look at pitching's got different. Obviously the whole doctored controversy and all that, but beside that, pitchers are getting better with their spin rates. They're getting better with their arms. Their pitchers are becoming nastier. So as a hitter, you got to do your due diligence. And I feel like with the problem with the hitters in Texas is they go down these counts, like they'll go down 0-2, 1-2 counts, and then a breaking ball is coming unless he's blowing by 2 fastballs by you. A breaking ball is coming. So wait on it, sit back on it, wait. But they don't do that. And one guy that has struggled so much at the box is El Bombi. He has really, really struggled at the plate, and for some reason, I honestly think the only way to fix that for him is to send him down to AAA, to Round Rock. I know that's not the best idea, but if his confidence gets any lower or he just can't consistently play at the plate, they got to do something. You got to just get his confidence back up. I understand it's not probably what he wants to do, but it's probably the best option for the team, just so you get that confidence back, get that hitting back, work on the mechanics, and just plug away.
Because here's the thing. So, back in for the Mavericks, whenever Luka was he got hurt with the wrist sprain.
Yep.
Which he wasn't really hurt. He was more like get back into shape kind of thing, and then like we'll get back to. They should like do like a Odoli's hamstring strain. He's gonna be sent down to get like, hey, get your stuff together.
Yeah.
They might do that. I mean, like you can do that. You just gotta make sure like that's like the weird thing about professional sports. They try to hide like major injuries from like the media, and like they can try all they want, but the media is gonna find a way. There's always media outlets everywhere. They're always gonna try and find a way to like, wait, what did he say? Like, is he really hurt?
Yeah.
Because there was a video of Luka shooting with the right hand with the right wrist that was sprained. And normally, what do you do whenever you do have a wrist injury? Don't mess with it. Bro was like shooting like threes with a wrist sprain. Everyone was like, "Wait, I thought he was hurt. So is he really hurt, or was he hiding something?" So and then like the Mavericks organization, they just scrapped the whole footage away.
you gotta save face in a way,
You
and
got to save face
that's
right there.
fine. That's fine. Sometimes you gotta do that to protect your organization. I get that. But going back to that, I feel like that's the problem with sports. That's the main to me. That's the main issue of sports. It's
Because
not the teammates are great. Like, oh yeah, we're all teammates, we're brothers. But it's a culture problem. Players play hurt, and when you say look at the injury list of teams that get eliminated from the playoffs. Guys are playing on broken fingers, sprained wrist, torn cartilage in their knee, stuff like that. Because the culture problem is that it's next man up mentality. Okay, you're hurt unless you're an absolute superstar like Luca. Even with Luca, now it's like when you get hurt, it's like the next guy comes up, and now you're kind of expendable. You become expendable to the team because it's not run like a franchise. It's run like a business, and the team's gonna make money regardless of who you are, what you do.
like,
So it
because
doesn't matter.
nothing's guaranteed. Like
Exactly. There's no
most
reason.
all sports organization. And I don't know if you've been on social media today and about like wrestling side.
Yep.
I just found out R-Truth is getting released,
hmm
and that hurt me because bro's been in WWE for like
You're
16
gonna
years.
love this. You're gonna love this. It's in the archive. I'm gonna find it. Oh God, where is it? Yeah, here it is. Found it.
Bro, that's crazy. Because here's that thing that like I was like
You got the
everyone
little Jimmy. The little Jimmy. Oh my goodness, man.
like whenever I found out, I was like, wait, he got released. What you mean? He was
Yeah.
just on TV like on Friday on SmackDown, and now everyone's like, well, this is what happens when a big company like TKO takes over and they get money hungry. And guess what? The prices are going to go up on the tickets, and then that's when budget cuts happen. Because Carlito's about to get cut. That's what they're not renewing his contract. R-Truth's contract is not going to get renewed. That's why he got released. So it's kind of like they should not have agreed to combine with Endeavor, and then Endeavor signed with TKO, and then boom,
Yep.
because that's what happened with UFC. UFC used to be popular, and then TKO took over, and then pretty much like made it bland.
Yeah.
There's no like personality. This is pretty much like money hungry like rich people that like wants to like, oh, I want to pay like millions of dollars just for one fight.
Uh huh.
It sucks because like last year was pretty much last year in 2023 was probably like the best time to watch WWE because it was entertaining every week, and it's like the storylines and like the wrestling aspect too was like at like a really good state. And nowadays it's kind of like do now like what's the next,
Yeah.
like, who's gonna get cut, who's gonna get like this, and it's kind of like, well, any day now.
Well, I think when you look at Archer's getting released, which sucks. Same thing with Carlino. You're gonna see them go into these smaller promotions, TNA, maybe AEW, even though they're kind of fizzling out as well. But look at guys like Nick Nemeth, the Hardys, Zack Ryder, or Matt
Mhm.
Cardona now, as he's known. All those guys have found pretty successful careers outside of the WWE, which is great. And so I think that our truth, this is the problem, as you said with TKO, they becomes bland. So then, but all these fans of our truth, fans of Ziggler, and fans of Cardona, everyone, they follow them. So wherever they go, they're going to take those fans with them.
Because
And so
art
that
like
becomes, and you lose. Now you're losing. Maybe to TKO, it's not a lot of money, but if I'm a wrestling promoter, that's like probably $2,500 a night that I'm losing because
because
I
here's
don't
the thing,
have those paying fans anymore.
R-Truth was pretty much the most beloved wrestler in the locker room, and everyone was like, "What? He got released?" That's where everyone was like, all like like everyone, every wrestler, every on the WWE roster is kind of like confusing. Like, why him? You know,
Exactly.
because like he's probably the most like he's the funniest guy in the whole like roster. Because like I
Yeah.
know like he doesn't wrestle anymore, but like he's funny, and you need that personality. Because like they're about to like release the two most funniest people on the roster with R-Truth and Carlito.
Yeah. And you remember when they released Santino Marella?
Exactly.
Still,
So
I
it's like
remember.
the personality is not going to
Yeah.
be there anymore. It's just going to be straight vanilla. Like nothing is there.
Yeah.
It's plain.
It's rough. It is rough. But guys, that is all the time we have for today for the Sports Ramble Podcast. We did do our 30 minutes, which is perfect. Perfect time to end it today. But join us next time. We'll have Garrett this time. We'll be talking possibly the NBA Finals matchup. Who's going to win? Who's going to take an MVP? Stuff like that. Especially.
Indiana in 7. Indiana in 7. I'm punching my ticket in. Whoa.
Okay, remember, everyone that's watching, that's going to watch this, watch if he punched his ticket. Now, if he does screw up, I want you to find his Instagram handle, find his Twitter handle. I want you to clown him every time, or else I'll do it myself. I mean, I kind of do it for free, free 99. So I'll do it.
It's
So,
gonna
but anyway,
happen. I just gotta
it
believe.
happens. It
Gotta
happens.
believe.
Hope's not a strategy.
All right,
Gotta have
well.
strategy. And cut. All right, guys. We'll see you next time here on the Sports Channel Podcast.